The billionaire nobody notices. Nobody at the coffee shop knows you're worth nearly $1 billion. Not the barista, not the people sitting beside you, not even your closest friends. You sit in the same corner booth every Tuesday morning. Black coffee, a book you've been trying to finish for weeks, and while everyone around you is heading to work, money quietly flows into your accounts. Not from a tech startup, not from crypto, not from some revolutionary app, but from businesses most people ignore. And that's exactly why they made you rich. Part 1. The broken vending machine. The story starts with a broken vending machine. Not exactly the beginning people expect. No Silicon Valley garage, no genius invention, no overnight success. Just an office break room in Columbus, Ohio. One machine kept eating people's money. Everyone complained. Nobody did anything except you. One simple question entered your mind. If everyone needs snacks, why isn't someone fixing this? A few weeks later, you leased your first vending machines. The first month, just a few $100s in profit. Nothing exciting. Most people would have quit. You didn't. You reinvested every dollar, then bought another machine, then another, and slowly the income started growing. But here's the strange part. The vending machines weren't what made you wealthy. They taught you something far more valuable, a lesson most people never learn. Part 2. The secret of boring businesses. 3 years later, you owned dozens of vending machines. The profits weren't huge, but they were consistent. And that's when you noticed something. The businesses making the most money weren't exciting. They were boring, completely boring. Nobody posts about them on social media. Nobody brags about them. Nobody dreams about owning them. And that's exactly why the competition is so low. Most people chase attention. Very few chase cash flow. Then you made a discovery that changed everything. What if you kept buying boring businesses? Part 3. The expansion. First came a laundromat, then parking lots, then self-storage units, then a commercial cleaning company, then ATM machines, one by one. Nothing glamorous, nothing exciting, but each business produced cash. And that cash bought the next business, then the next, year after year. While everyone else searched for shortcuts, you simply kept acquiring assets. And that's when a new problem appeared. The more money you made, the less you wanted anyone to know. Part 4. Why rich people stay quiet. People think wealth looks obvious. Luxury cars, designer clothes, massive mansions. But reality is often different. You drove an ordinary Honda. You lived quietly. You blended in. Because the moment people discover you have money, something changes. Suddenly you're no longer a friend. You're an opportunity, a solution to someone's problems. So you learned a simple rule. Stay invisible. Let the assets speak, not your lifestyle. But the biggest lesson wasn't about money, it was about people. Part 5. The hard truth. One of your closest friends constantly talked about needing a lucky break. Just one opportunity, just one chance. And technically, you could have solved his financial problems instantly. But you didn't. Because years earlier, you had given money to someone who wasn't prepared. The money disappeared. The friendship nearly disappeared too. That's when you learned something important. Money doesn't fix bad habits, it amplifies them. Instead of giving cash, you taught people how money works, and that lesson lasted far longer. Then one ordinary afternoon, something happened that should have changed everything, but it didn't. Part 6. The billion-dollar moment. You were standing in a grocery store, trying to choose between 2 jars of pasta sauce, when an email arrived. Your assets had just crossed nearly $1 billion. No celebration, no fireworks, no breaking news. Nobody around you knew. The cashier didn't know. The shoppers didn't know. The city kept moving exactly as it always had. And that's when it hit you. Wealth rarely arrives dramatically. It arrives quietly, after years of patience. Years of discipline, years of doing things most people find too boring to continue. Right now, somewhere in your city, a boring business is making someone wealthy. A vending machine, a laundromat, a storage facility, a parking lot, something most people walk past every day. And that's the strange thing about wealth. The opportunities that change lives are rarely hidden. They're usually ignored. So here's a question. What opportunity have you already walked past today?